Bunnyish.
Evil Bunnyish? Oh.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Romero Pictures Heavy Metal Indie Brigade presents the Wagner Wiles. I don't know what the hell that is.
It's just me.
Okay, good to know. For those of you just joining us, if you are on another platform right now, we are streaming on Twitch. So feel free to head on over to Twitch. We're going to have a lot of exclusive content going on over there. And they have this really cool chat community called Discord. And you know what? Samantha can probably explain that better than me. Guys, I am going to hit the road. Let me know if you need anything. I'll be in the background.
Awesome.
Got it. I'm going to sound...
Sorry. And Tyler Shake, man, I am so bad. Wow. Tyler's like, dude, you dick. I'm right here.
Who's that guy down there?
I am so sorry. I'm so used to the bunny mask threw me off. And Tyler Shake, I do apologize.
No worries. Thank you, man.
Pants swanger and swag. I just now caught that. Awesome. So,
Hi, Tyler.
Were you going to explain any?
Yeah. So Discord it's almost like a file manager where when you come in, there's a group chat. There's all of us that have shows. There's a chat there so we can actually talk about just that show and not on the general page. There's an idea page. There's all these different pages. It kind of links to Twitch, but it's independent of Twitch as well. But we're giving it a go, and it looks like it's pretty cool. It's a nice
super interactive
for us to all interact and not have 8,000 things in between before we finally see a post between all of us. So it's like being in this giant organized chat room is what it looks like.
That's right.
So am I supposed to be on Twitch as well right now?
We'll get you there.
All right.
Yeah, we'll get you there.
And Stephanie's
big time into it.
She's taken all of our cats and she's trying to herd them together, and she's going to do a lot of our media advertising,
social media,
trying to get us out there. And since we all have other things and a million things, she's going to take that bull, try to guide it for us.
That's right. Thanks, Steph. You're the best. And we got Tyler back tonight.
We got Tyler.
I'm back. Sorry, guys. Been gone for a little while.
When you hear that Chris Atella music at the beginning, you just know it's time for the Wagner Wiles with Tyler Shake.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of Wagner Wiles, this is
there's the shot. And then Lance is going to be disgusted and go, ew.
That's so gross. Hey, something I started last week and I want to try to keep focusing on is some shout outs. So, first off, this is movie right here is called Country Club, Home of the Slaughter Queue.
Let me go this way.
That is Ricky. Ricky will be in Country Club. And this was the initial poster that Shane Bradford put out. Shane Bradford's the writer, director. We met Shane and his lovely wife, Jacqueline, at the Cult Classic Convention back in February. And we became fast friends. And I'm not going to let too much out of the bag. I'll let Shane tell his story. But he, from February through this crappy year, he has shot through and he's making his dream happen. He's making his movie. And he is a huge horror supporter. I'm talking huge indie horror supporter. Guys, he is amazing. And so we love Shane. And so Shane Bradford and family and friends are getting ready to make Country Club, Home of the Slaughter Queue. Check the page out on Facebook. Lots of information there about it. And so anyway, and then somebody, your ears might have been burning earlier. Sam needs to get in touch with us. So speaking of Sam Mason presents Sam I Am. He's Sam I Am Mason on Facebook. He is Sam Mason presents the Peanuts Gang reunion. Anybody that ever watched the Peanuts Gang should want to be involved in this reunion. Check this out, Tyler. So Sam has gathered up Jeannie Holtzman, who's the voice of Peppermint Patty.
Wow.
Brad Keston, the voice of Charlie Brown. Jeremy Miller, who may sound familiar to people from Growing Pains. He was Linus.
Wait. When was Jeremy?
At some point. I don't know.
It's Peanuts second generation,
the second
80s
generation
through 90s, I believe. Not the Peanuts
early.
Or
Got it. Okay.
Not as 50-year-old.
But they're still uber popular.
Yeah. I didn't realize that because I was like,
they went that far back.
Peanuts from the 60s, unless he's a vampire.
Dude, I forgot what I had for breakfast, so I can't keep up with timelines anymore. I mean, I'm just completely lost. But Stacey Tolkien played Sally, or the voice of Sally, and Angela Sloan was the voice of Lucy. So he's got all five of like the main characters, and they're going to be doing a virtual convention, 10/10/20. Super easy date to remember, from 10 a.m. to noon Pacific time.
Okay.
So that'll be, and that also that's the page the event. Sam Mason presents the Peanuts Gang reunion, and you can look that up exactly on Facebook for the event.
That'd be
for
really
all the Peanuts fans.
Yeah, let me add to that. So when you go, you need to log to that page, and when you get there, there's you pick which pictures you want to have autographed in advance. The live event is them autographing your pictures, everybody's pictures, and then they're going to interact with some fans. So
cool.
You need to get there to pick out which pictures you want, because there's only a certain number of each picture available for them to sign.
Nice.
Okay, and then bouncing off of Sam, another bounce off. Thad Timothy is one of my good friends. He's in a group called Sever Mind. Look them up. Excellent group. And why I bring Thad and Sever Mind up is that they did one of the songs for Sam's movie Normal Terror.
Hey,
and and COVID has slowed down the production of Normal Terror, but things will get there. It's just one of those apocalypse things. So
yeah, I mean, what I think has been a month or 2 months, it's been like 6.
Right.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Right.
You know, it's insane right now with what this thing is doing with everything, with everybody.
You got it, Thad. Yeah, I joke with her all the time. It's the longest spring break ever. You know, I feel like we're still in March. There's Bo.
Hi.
Hey, Bo.
I got to send a message real quick. I'm so sorry.
So anyway, as far as shout outs go, like I said last show, if I missed you, I'm sorry. I got you last time. Yeah. Jason, I love the one he said about he never talks about on social media politics, religion, or the Great Pumpkin. I saw that post today and lost it. That is so funny. And of course we talk about the Great Pumpkin.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. So I think as far as shout outs go, if you got anything, Tyler?
Shout outs for what?
Just you want to love on anybody?
Always got to love on Bloody Bill, and
always
can't wait to see what he's got up his sleeve. I know right now, I mean, with COVID, he's had to push a lot of stuff back, and sometimes that can be a good thing, especially when you're writing something, because with the rewrites and all that kind of stuff, like I think it's just going to polish, Cowboys from Hell, and so I'm looking forward to that. And then no other shout outs at the moment.
CW and Sean. We can love on CW and Sean.
Always love on CW.
Always.
Okay.
Always.
And CW, they sent me some of the Dan's coffee.
Oh, cool.
Fantastic for my birthday.
Awesome.
Which was awesome. Great coffee too. So if you guys get a chance, get yourself hooked up with some of that.
Hey, she just reminded me of the gas station, October 30th. Caroline Williams will be there with her movie. Yes.
Killer's Choice Coffee.
Killer's Choice.
There it is.
The official coffee of Romero Pictures in your brigade. So Caroline Williams will be at the gas station October 30th for 10 minutes to midnight. They're going to show. Roy's going to show the movie out back, and I think it's going to be well attended.
10 minutes to midnight.
Oh, Tim. Okay.
And it'll come on as soon as it's dark enough. It's free to watch.
Come out there and get some barbecue, have a blast. So anyway, I guess so we can move on. I guess Joe wants to bring up, or we have a special unannounced guest, and AJ Fryer hooked us up with this.
Switching that guitar, by the way.
Yeah.
What happened?
The guitar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that thing looks amazing.
It shows up tomorrow.
He has an awesome guitar showing up tomorrow.
He put it in the mail, remember? We saw the box.
The box was awesome. I wonder that box made it through what's it called? The FAA or whatever. I don't know, I got nothing. Anyway. Y'all see pictures of it, I promise. Anyway, we have an unannounced guest, and I can thank AJ Fryer for helping us get in touch with him. From Hell to the Deadites documentary coming out probably 2021. Steve Villeneuve. Did I get that right? Did I get that right?
Yeah, you get it right.
Yes.
I think like the fact that Denis Villeneuve is kind of super big, it's helping you guys out. So with
That's
the
awesome. Man. That's right. We hey, there's a tie.
Hi, Ty. One of the first movies we reviewed was Suspiria, and
No. Enemy.
Enemy, and we were trying to figure out how to say his last name. So we were like on the internet, and there's actually all these commercials about how to say the name properly.
Oh, really? Wow.
So we had some practice.
Cool.
So anyway, we talked 2 weeks ago. We talked about Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, and it was I tried to explain to Sam it's comedy horror, not horror. Comedy horror.
Yes, enunciate and pronunciate. Sorry.
Horror. So so watching these two today, we watched them earlier. I remember seeing Army of Darkness at the movie theater, and I remember thinking it's silly, but it's got Bruce Campbell. And if it's got Bruce Campbell, it just gets a pass no matter what. So even the silliest parts of Army of Darkness are still, I mean, Bruce Campbell's in it. The lines when he would drop the lines like give me some sugar baby or groovy and stuff. I just I had goosebumps. I got goosebumps from it. I just love it that much.
He's he's clearly one of those people. I've never met him, but he seems to be one of those people that if he walked into a room of 300 people, there's going to be a lot of attention on him. He just has that presence,
that charisma, yeah.
And on screen, I mean, he's phenomenal. He made so many great moments in these films that I mean, I'm sad that I haven't seen him in more,
right?
You know, but he's got so many that are just he's got so many moments that are just, you know, they're going to be there forever. So
for Joe, Shane Bradford said Bruce Campbell is the greatest. There, I got it. I said it. Joe,
the GOAT. Is he the greatest of all time?
He's the greatest. That's what Shane said. He's the greatest. Let's see. Jenny says, "Hey, hi guys. Love my signed Evil Dead movie. They won last on that giveaway. We had a giveaway. Thank you. My husband won it for me. That's so awesome, isn't it? And we signed it. She signed it. Was it your first autograph?
Yeah, I guess it was technically.
I agree with that. Dick Tracy with Bruce would have been a lot better.
Instead of Beatty?
Oh, Dick Tracy with Bruce. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%.
Hey, Brandon. Brandon's
awesome. Hey, Brandon. How are you, Brandon? It's been a while.
Steve knows everybody.
Yeah. No, I don't. I know Brendan. I had back in maybe, I don't know, Fangoria show again, convention back in the days. Yeah, and he's a huge wrestling fan, which I am also, so we can talk about that sometime.
He's a huge fan of the Brigade. He was on Georgia. We're under the Romero Pictures Any Brigade. George Romero has a show on Fridays, and Brandon was just on not this past Friday, but the Friday before.
Oh, cool.
He is amazing. We love Brandon.
Yeah, but what you were talking about, Bruce, it's true that when he's thanks, Brandon. It's true that when he's entering a room, it's like all the intention is on him. When we did the interview with him for the documentary, it was like, he's super tall. I'm a tall guy, but he's super tall, and he's so he has so much confidence that you kind of think that you're super small next to him. And
How tall is he?
sorry,
How tall is he?
how tall? I don't know.
Like 6'3",
Well-
6'4"?
Let me check.
Oh, okay. Well, we have the world at our fingertips, so I guess we can do that.
How tall are you, Steve? You said he's taller than you.
Well, I'm 6, so he's 1.85 meter, which is, I don't know. How tall is Bruce
I have
Campbell?
no idea what I can't do meters.
It's that whole half hour. No, I'm
Okay.
kidding.
Well, okay, he's 6 feet and 4 inches.
He's
Holy
6'4".
So he's not so taller than me, but I feel like I was super small next to him. All right, there you go. I said it.
That's amazing, though. Because I'm watching the film, you don't really see that. Like usually, you see somebody's height. That like they in movies they figure out some way. Somebody who's tall, they figure out how to kind of accentuate that in film. But they really didn't do that in Army of Darkness. That wasn't.
Even with people
or-
next to him, you couldn't tell.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Freaking camera tricks.
That's awesome.
The
Can you imagine?
I saw Bo said the show aside, which ending of Army of Darkness do you guys prefer? Bo, yeah, Ron, you're too tall. The show aside, which ending do you prefer? Bo, I screwed up and I did not watch the bootleg edition, but just so you know, I do have it. So I want to watch that.
So you got to explain to everybody what that is.
Bo can probably explain it better, but it's licensed. It's legit. It's just called the bootleg version. Director's cut. So I'm assuming from what Bo said, it's got an alternate ending.
Yeah, it
That's
does.
pretty cool.
So I have not. So now I'm excited to see that. I did not know that. Thank you, Bo.
When you watch it, let us know if it looks like somebody's just holding a video camera in the movie theater.
an actual bootleg.
Yeah.
Hey, for the record, Ron Scott, if I'm not mistaken, is 6'7". So
I know,
I know he's got to be.
totally unfair because I am literally the Lord of the Rings. I'm like Frodo over here. I can't stand
I think
it.
I come up to like 4 inches below his pit. I mean, he's so
tall.
tall.
I did too. I mean, I was not much taller. Burn Notice was great. Thad Timothy talking about Gunny. Is it the original cut versus the new director cut? Yes, I believe that's what Bo's saying. So, but I don't want to ruin it for anybody. So, especially myself.
I'm going to mute real quick and yell something up to my son real fast. Sorry.
6'8". Sorry, Ron, I shorted you an inch. 6'8".
My goodness. That's like a doorway. I told y'all he was tall.
He's too freaking tall.
Should be a basketball player or something.
He has to have like, what is it, a California King where they add 10 feet to the end of the bed?
Right. Okay, Bo said, funny thing is the alternate footage isn't cleaned up, so it does have a great bootleg feel. Okay. There you go.
So they didn't
Nice.
do the color correction and all that? Is that
I'm
what that
assuming that's what he
means?
means.
No, Ron, come on, man.
Every inch matter.
size doesn't matter,
Don't.
We love Ron.
Ron's awesome.
He's the best. So I think as far as Army of Darkness, because where would I guess Steve, you're the right one to ask. How would you rank the 3 originals? Not counting the remake, the reboot.
It's kind of difficult for me because, well, I think for any fan, because it depends which film you saw first. For example, the first film I saw was Army of Darkness.
Oh wow! Okay.
On TV. I was, I guess, 13, and I watched the movie on TV and I love it, like really love it. If you ask me today, which one of the 3 should I watch tonight? I think my first thinking would be Army of Darkness because it's a fun, silly movie, and that's the one I saw first, and then I saw Evil Dead 2 because I was in a video store and I saw the amazing artwork, with the skull and
Amazing.
everything. So I was like, oh, this looks fun. So I watched Evil Dead 2, and then I don't know, maybe a year after or something, I saw the artwork for Evil Dead 1. But the thing is that I'm living in Canada and I'm French Canadian, and the name of Evil Dead 1 is not Evil Dead 1. It's like it in French it's l'opéra de la terreur, which is like the terror of the opera, whatever. So
Like
so
Phantom
I
of the Opera?
I sorry.
Like Phantom of the Opera?
Kind of. And the fact is that I didn't make the connection because I didn't know it was Evil Dead 1. So I started the movie and I was like, I was all confused. Like, I saw that film, but there was less character. What am I watching? And then and back in the day there wasn't any internet. You can't go Google go on the internet to find the answer to your question. So it took me like a couple of years before understanding. So I think I need to say Army of Darkness because it's the first one that I saw, but all three are so different that it's kind of hard to put them. And anyway,
I was blown away. So the first one that I saw was Evil Dead 2, and as an actor, I was blown away by the fight that he had with his hand. And I remember that being like something that just it seemed so impossible to me how he did that, how he was able to really like literally separate himself as an actor from his hand that was doing it. It was blown away by it. And then in Army of Darkness, you see him do a lot of that as well. So they obviously tried to extend that, but that was the first time that I saw it, and I really got hooked on him as an actor. So
How does he not get hurt in those scenes? I mean,
I'm sure.
I'm sure
there had to be something, right?
But like
You
I
don't
said,
really
unless
care.
it's someone else's bloody, like almost never gets bloody, and his scrapes are always perfect. He never gets. I mean, he gets beat to hell, and you can't tell.
Yeah, in Army of Darkness, he had to peel his face off of the rock,
Right.
and like there was nothing there. It was totally, I mean, that's the slapstick piece to it. It's
Right.
You're back asswards, bro. Who's back who's back asswards?
I guess for watching them backwards or something. I guess he's saying.
Well, it all depends. It all depends on what you see first. Just like
That's right.
and I mean, he saw Army of Darkness first.
Did you see Brandon's question, Steve?
Yeah, it was actually yes. Like to put everybody in context, on Under the Scares was my first documentary that I did. George Romero was in it, by the way.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, actually, I'm actually working on the sequel because I start working on a sequel and then start the Evil Dead documentary. So I already have, I think, 45 or 50 interview done with
Wow.
a bunch of a great lineup like Doug Bradley, Sid Egg, unfortunately passed away, isn't it? Lena Quinney. And anyway, we're not here to talk about the sequel of Under the Scares, but yes, it's in the work. And if everything goes like in the way that we want to go, it should be ready next year, or maybe like in April or May, to start some kind of his festival run and stuff. So
awesome.
Yep.
So let's see. I saw that. I like to look at the budgets on the movies, and I saw the first one was $350,000. The second one was $3.5 million. Army of Darkness was $11 million, and the reboot was $17 million. And the reboot did actually well I mean, I don't know about if you go by crunching the numbers, but it made close to $100 million in its theatrical run. Which
the reboot looks like 17 million makes sense. I'm
tons of
having a
gore.
hard time grasping 11 million for Army of Darkness.
Well, it was there.
I had a hard time grasping Evil Dead 2's budget with what I saw.
Yeah, what was it again? What was Evil Dead 2?
3.5 million.
Yeah, that one's a tough one.
I couldn't see that.
But she's not a big fan of the originals.
No.
But I will say you did enjoy the reboot, correct?
I like the reboot.
And we saw that at a midnight.
I like it because you guys like the silliest. I I like the darkness of
She
it.
wants to be scared.
Yeah.
That's her. That's always wants to be scared. And we saw her and I saw one of our first dates as a married couple. It was a midnight showing of the reboot in 2013. That's right.
When I saw the reboot, I was in a theater. It was a special presentation from Fangoria, and the movie theater was packed. And it was funny because on my right, it was like a man. I guess he was 75 or 76 years old.
Wow.
And every time somebody scary was happening, he was like, and then he was moving for like 10 seconds. I was always like, was this his last breath or something? and on my left,
Don't you die in this movie.
Yeah.
Don't you die.
And on my left, it was one of my best buddy who happened to kind of get up and leave the theater during a scene because he was like, I'm gonna faint. This is too much for me, and he left. So it was an amazing experience, to be honest. I really, really, really liked the reboot when I saw it in theater.
I was the same way, Steve. Even today, watching it, I was like, those scenes are really disturbing.
He's going.
They really were like not so much the blood rain, which I think the blood rain is like that's probably one of my absolute favorite scenes of all time, regardless of movie genre. But the lopping off of the arm, the him coming up on his girlfriend and she's done ripped half her face off. Those were some really disturbingly well done scenes.
Her arm rotting, boiling, or whatever. About. Yeah.
And something that I really liked is the fact that they say it out loud. It's Ash not going to be in there. Mia is the main character, but you're watching the film, and I don't remember the name of the actor who's playing like the guy, but he's dressed like Ash. He look a little bit like Bruce Campbell, and always you're like, is it him? Is it not him? And
exactly what I did.
They kind of play with us, that way. So
the going into the movie, I think I was catching myself doing exactly that. I was thinking, okay, he's going to be Ash, just with a different name, because like you said, he had everything was going. He even did the silly part where he was making not the syringe, but whatever he put into her chest. Mm-hmm. Like when he was putting all that together, it seemed kind of silly-ish. Yeah. It's like the only silly scene in the movie, when it really wasn't that silly. But you're thinking he's going to be the new Ash, and they just did a complete flip on you. Loved it.
And he's burying her also. He's putting her in the ground like in the other films. So
I got confused though because like we talked about last week, it seemed like you had to get hurt by wood in order to turn into a deadite. Because even the person that got bit didn't turn into one, but somehow wood to me seemed to have to be involved. But then on this one, you could be bit and get turned.
She analyzed that part of it. That was the part she overanalyzed. Was how are they turning into deadites?
I'm like Pam. I overanalyze, but then I have to remind myself that it's just a movie and nobody's, it just is what it is.
That's right. Bloodstained Floors. Did you see that one, Joe? Has anyone ever seen the movie Sam Raimi made with Bruce Campbell right before the first Evil Dead movie, Within the Woods? Have you seen that one, Steve?
Yeah, I saw Within the Woods. It's kind of the film that they used to get some funding to do the Evil Dead with. It's really independent. I saw it a while ago, so I don't really remember a lot of it. But I remember that I really liked it. It's all over YouTube, I think. Like if you.
Yeah, Stephanie just said it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of like Robert Rodriguez's El Mariachi then.
Exactly.
Something that led into. It's cool though that they started off with that. And then had a $350,000 budget for Evil Dead, and were able to move that up to $17 million, which is it's also kind of funny for horror films because most horror films don't have budgets that high.
Yeah, because like I think it's the new way like Blumhouse is doing all their films. It's like always low cost. It's not that much. It's under 10 million, and they're doing I don't know how many money they're doing with it, but it's true. Like beside the super big franchise like Halloween and stuff, it's always kind of low,
Right.
But the 17 million to do the reboot, and what's the money that they made? About like I think 90 million or
So
something
90,
like
right at 100, like
Yeah,
97, I think is what I saw.
I remember when we did the interview with Bruce off camera, we asked him, why did you guys did Evil the 2013 Evil Dead, and he answered $90 million. That was his answer. He
Wow.
did it for that, and they also, and after he told us that they also want to test if the new generation was like into Evil Dead, and then after I think that the reboot kind of bring Ash versus the Evil Dead, the TV show after. So
Yeah, Brandon was asking, did you interview Bruce before the series?
just before.
Just before there,
Yeah,
right there.
just before.
Okay.
Just before. So yeah, I think the series was going to be on here 2 months or 3 months after.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Someone. This is from Bo. Someone on Twitter once told Bruce, "Bet you can't explain the connection between Evil Dead 1 and 2." He replied, "Bet you I don't care."
And that's something else. Like so you have, fans of these movies. They're very involved. They're very much. They want the actors to be just as involved in them as they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when Harrison Ford was interviewed about coming back to the Star Wars, whichever one it was, the one where he got killed.
The Force Awakens.
Yeah, and he was just
Spoiler alert.
And he was just like, I did it for the money. Like
Right.
he's not a fan. He was in the movie. That was just work for him.
Right.
And I'm sure that Bruce Campbell's the same way. And a lot of these guys doing this stuff, it's we want them to care about it as much as we do as fans, but it's their job. That's for them it's a paycheck, and they're going to try to move on from that and do something else. And that's why I'm a little bit sad to see that Bruce Campbell hasn't done a lot more outside of that, because I felt like he got pigeonholed, but his talent, his abilities, and his charisma, his presence, he could have done so much more. And like going back to that earlier conversation, like if he was Dick Tracy, he could have totally pulled that off so much better than Warren Beatty.
Right.
In my opinion.
That's a good one. Absolutely.
Well, I'm curious. He had a TV show for a while. Did that go on a few seasons?
Briscoe County, and Burn Notice. Burn Notice lasted a long time.
Burn Notice was awesome.
Burn Notice
I
is a
loved
great
Burn
show.
Notice.
Yeah, I never see Briscoe County. Never seen the show, so I heard it's super good, but
it was short. It was a short run.
Yeah, short run.
Yeah,
like
I think maybe one or two seasons. Yeah,
okay.
I was hoping it would stick around.
Yeah. I know they did some kind of a Zoom interview with all the cast a couple of months ago. Talk about it. So,
do you want to read these?
So I'm trying. Some of them are pretty awesome.
I love that.
His smolder is incredible. Steph, really? Oh man. So let's see. Gunny said he met Bruce in San Diego. He's a type you totally could have a beer with, just like me. He's just like me.
Yeah, and most of them are. Most of them, a lot of these people, and that's where it's, we put people on these pedestals, and we want them to kind of behave the way that we're used to seeing them. We want them to be this big persona that we've seen them in the movies that they're in and all this kind of stuff. And we just have to remember that a lot of that is, yes, it's them, it's their performance, but a lot of that is editing. And a lot of that is music. And a lot of that is just the entire production itself that kind of lifts them up. And then we see people in real life, and you kind of expect that they're going to be, that they're going to somehow meet that expectation of what you have in your head. And for the most part, you're going to be disappointed, but unless you're like, whoever said that comment about the Go for Guns, if you just realize that they're just, they're regular people and that's their job, that's what they do when they go to work, and they pretend and they play these characters and stuff, and that you have to allow them to be humans just like you when you see them at the grocery store or at a bar or anything like that, you know. So
Right.
I'm not surprised that Bruce Campbell is like that.
And funny story about that, is every time you're seeing Bruce, he's always goofing around. He's always goofing around. He can do whatever he want on stage. He can tell any person that they look ugly and stuff, and people are digging it. And it's the same thing to come back to the end when we did the interview with him. He sat down and he gave us a super personal interview, and I was speechless because I wasn't expecting that. I was sure that it was, being Bruce, but it wasn't Bruce that everybody knows. I was like, wow, like I don't remember ever seeing that kind of interview of him before. So it's exactly what you're saying, Tyler. You have the impression that those celebrities are like that, but a lot of time they're not. I used to run the horror section. True story. A couple of years ago, we went to the border from Canada to the U.S. and the guy asked us, "Where are you guys going?" And my friends say, "We're going to a horror convention." And he was like, "To a what?" Anyway, so
That's awesome.
but and I just lost what I was about to say about. I used to run the horror section of the Montreal Comic Con here, and I met a bunch of celebrities, and yes, some are so different in real life than what they are on screen. It's amazing.
Yeah, and that's their job. Their job is to
exactly.
be different,
It
and
mean that they're good,
Yep.
Read that, baby.
It's too far.
William Glenn Russell said some horror fans tend to dissect the movies way too much and lose the actual magic the movie was trying to transfer to them. I agree with that
Sam.
too.
I agree. Too.
Golly.
I really
jerk I am.
Itai. Yeah, Itai's the same way.
I am. I dissect everything.
I know.
When he peeled his face off that block, I was just like, oh,
Where's the burn mark?
there's no burn mark. I want realism.
When he gets
Oh,
sucked out of
really?
that, he got that long chin when he got sucked out of that little, the cyclone.
No, that was funny to me.
That was funny.
That was funny.
Yeah, I didn't get that part.
Bruce is in The Majestic, the movie with Jim Carrey.
I'm
Is
assuming
it the movie with Jim Carrey? Wow.
I didn't know.
Really?
Know that.
He actually has cameos in a ton.
of movies.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't remember that specific one. Yeah.
That's
Been
kind
so
of
long
cool.
since I've seen the Majestic.
When his face got stuck in that hole, when he opened the wrong book, spoiler,
Necronomicon.
And his
Yeah.
face got really
it
long.
got really
Yeah.
long. It made me think of Twilight Zone
Okay.
when you went to that house where the people's faces were all weird and deformed. It took me back to Twilight Zone's thing in that moment.
Yeah,
It's
he's
funny.
on the movie stores.
Was
Okay.
that the Twilight Zone, the film, the movie?
The movie.
Which one is?
When they go to
one where
the
girl
house, when
didn't
they
have
go
a
to the
mouth?
house, yeah. And some of them it made them because they didn't have a mouth. They got more pointy chin.
Oh, the magic boy, the magic kid.
The house where nobody had mouths.
Well, there was that one. That was just that one. I think you're thinking of something else.
I don't know. Maybe I'm bad with names.
You've had a couple of shots.
All right, let's move on.
It happens.
I was gonna say because Lance fans out. He's a fanboy at heart, and
No.
that's how him and Tyler ended up being best buds, and Lance being king of Tyler's fan brigade. But
Well, but he's also an awesome person. Love
well,
him.
y'all ended up being friends from him.
Oh, you just inflated his ego. We're never going to hear the end of it.
Lance. Oh. And where I could meet probably anybody, and even though I can respect what they've done, to me they're people. They are different than their
She's
roles.
not a bitch to him though. Don't get her wrong. I mean, she's
No.
still sweet.
I never said I was not nice. I'm saying I see them as people, and I want to get to know their person, not their role. I want to
Yes.
know their
Yeah.
person.
You know what's funny though is, and I've done this myself. It's really embarrassing, where I've seen someone, I've never met them before, but I know who they are because I've seen them on television or on movies so often, and I've crossed their paths and I'm like, oh hey, what's going on? And they're like, hey,
Hey, you.
shit, you don't know who I am. I just know who you are, and now this is awkward, and I'm going to keep on walking.
That's awesome.
I'm the worst at names, so I'm always looking for him and hoping.
Okay. Just so you know, yes, she was right about the girl losing her mouth, but she said the people. It was one person.
But it was in some weird house or something,
Yes,
right?
that the little boy had powers, and if you
Okay.
pissed him off, he did something to you.
Oh,
Yeah, that was the scariest part of that entire movie to me.
That was trippy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad movie for some people. Anyway, so
Talking about the actor that lost his head.
yeah, I don't want to bring it up.
We brought and the two kids.
Yeah, and the two kids too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, Joe. Yeah,
it was so bad, and I saw it on that.
That documentary recently.
Yeah,
on Shudder.
and they showed it. I couldn't believe it.
What was that show on
amazing
Shudder?
is they actually released the
Cursed.
film. I would have been like, you know what, screw it. This is.
And I didn't. And from being a child, I was 12 years old when that came out, and so I see that movie, and it's a great movie. And then later on in life, you hear about the accident, and you hear about. Well, then you see in that documentary how cold John Landis was about it, and I'm just like, it messed a bunch of my, I held John Landis in such high regard, and it's like he was so just callous about it,
Yeah.
Anyway, hey David, David's here.
Hey, what's up, David?
We love David. Anyway, Klaatu Barada Nikto.
Oh,
What's
man.
that from,
Our
Tyler?
whole world's
What-
fixing to fall apart.
What is that originally from?
Are
And I knew that the very first time I heard it.
Wait, say that one more time.
The part where he can't say the words Klaatu Barada Nikto. He keeps going necktie and all that stuff.
Oh
Do you know what that is from originally?
no.
1951 movie that came out in 1951.
Was it about war?
Kinda. There was army in it.
There was a remake with Kenny Reeves in it.
There was a remake.
Okay.
The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Okay.
Good try, Terry.
Great movie.
Yes.
Great movie.
That's right.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I knew immediately when I heard that. I knew that's from way back.
As soon as people start talking Latin, I
Zone out.
don't get it. No.
Good guess though, Terry. That movie is up in our collection.
He did the paper etching thing and he started to say it. And I said, dude, it just said, don't say it out loud. What are you doing? It's like the girl, like, don't take your shirt off. You're going to die. I was screaming at the
Or
TV.
have sex. You can't have sex.
Well, she's got to get her shirt off first. But I was like, ask him. I was yelling like, stop. You're not supposed. Now you're at word 2. Did you not learn the first word? Bad things are going to happen.
She's so cute.
Yes, I do.
Let's see. Is Inframan? No, it's not. I guess it needs to be, Bo. Is Inframan in your collection? I need to say though. No, it's not. And I guess I need to get it.
What is Inframan?
That's Bo stuff. I'm gonna have to get with Bo and find out what all that is.
So,
Oh,
Steve,
you're being put on the spot.
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt.
What'd you say, Tyler?
Oh, I was just going to ask Steve when Hell to the Deadites is coming out.
Well, actually, right now he's doing his festival run. Like you can catch it right now at the Mile Isles Horror Film Fest, and it's coming to Terrorlight. Sorry for my accent. At the end of the month, there's also a screening on October 2nd at the Philadelphia Unnamed Film Festival, and then next year it's the 40th anniversary of The Evil Dead, so it's just logic that we're gonna wave on that. We're gonna ride on that wave that it's the 40th anniversary and having the documentary. So I don't think we're gonna see any physical release before 2021.
Okay. Is anybody so you're in the festivals?
Yep.
Is anybody doing virtual festivals?
Right now,
you pay the fee to get in, but you have access to watch the movies and everything. And
right now it's all virtual. It's all virtual.
It is
You can buy a single ticket to only watch one movie, or you can buy the entire pass to see the entire film that
Either
the festival are
segment.
That's
screening.
great, because then anybody all over the world can attend a festival anywhere, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, most of them are geo-blocked. Like, for example, like when we had our world premiere, it was at the Fantasia Film Festival here in Montreal, and it was only for Canadian audience. And then we had our US premiere at the Horrible Imagining, and it was geo-blocked to only the West Coast.
Oh, wow.
So like, and then it's the same thing where we're gonna have a screening at Sitges soon, and it's only gonna be for people from Spain. So, and Fright Fest was only for UK and Ireland. So there's really they are doing this. Otherwise, the biggest film festival like was going to be worldwide, and everybody's going to be able to watch the film, and then the other film festival who are smaller won't, I don't want to say won't survive, but it's kind of hard for them. And there's also they are also limited the number of tickets,
Right.
like Fantasia was like 1,000 tickets for the entire Canada, but there's other festival, it's only going to be like 250 or some stuff like that.
Okay, that makes sense. I didn't realize, or I didn't think about the fact that the competition between festivals.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's a competition. I think they're doing it just to help each other, because at the end of the day, it's always good for the filmmakers to have their Hindi film screen at different film festivals. So
Right.
let's say you're a film, you like this film, you're running a festival, but that, I don't know, 10,000 people already rent it to this other festival. Are you gonna program it and maybe pay some screening fees and stuff and lose some money? Maybe not. So for filmmaker, I think it's a good thing. And thanks, Brendan. I saw the message. You're gonna watch the movie there you go, with the Feely Fest. Cool. We're also gonna do a Q&A after the film with JK. I don't know if you guys know JK, but he's working for Horror Hound, and he's always in all those festivals. So after the fest, Brendan, you can join us to listen to this Q&A with a bunch of people from the movie, also like the fans. You're gonna be there.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, we did the Houston Horror Fest not too long ago. It was a lot of movies to watch.
Nice.
So I'm curious. A tie is actually in Australia. Are you guys gonna hit Australia with that stuff? Do you know offhand?
Yeah, I just saw that. I was just reading his comment.
So Tyler, we've been corrected that since we are on some places podcast only, please read the name and the comment before we answer for our podcast listeners, so they know what we're talking about.
So can you bring the Thai one back up for Tyler? There you go. Read that, Tyler.
Well, that's what I was saying. I just read that. Did I screw up?
No.
You have to tell the people who are only listening and not seing.
I got.
You saw.
He got on my ass last week, so or last show.
Sorry.
He was teaching you.
Okay, so everybody listening and not watching, Joe is scowling at me right now.
No. That was at Lance.
Oh, that was at Lance. Okay, so everybody who's listening and not watching, Joe was scowling at Lance, not me.
Okay, read that, Tyler.
So Atai has geo-blocking sucks. Not having access to so much stuff being outside the U.S. is really annoying. And I could understand that, is, you want to be able to have access to something, but if they say you can't because you're in, Australia, that's kind of tough. But then, Steve, will there ever be a time that you would be able to release that to anyone in Australia? Is it after the festivals? Is it?
Well, maybe they're going to be a physical release there, but at the end of the day, it's super easy right now. As soon as a movie is out, even if I'm in Canada and the movie is out in Spain, to get a copy also, I know that, so that's the way that's the way it is. And for like Evil Dead, the fans are big collectors. They're gonna buy copies. I got about like 75 different copies from the Evil Dead, from different countries and different places. So Yeah, I do. So yeah, Evil Dead fans are like that, if you ever watch the movie, you're gonna see it. And Evil Dead also, like, they're releasing a new a new edition every like year, I think. So for fans, it's super fun. But yeah, I'm pretty sure as soon as it's gonna be out, like, everybody in the world can decide to order a copy, even if it's only for Australia. You're gonna find a way to buy it and get it at your place also. So
Right. Okay.
Which country outside the U.S.?
Which
Bo's
country has
asking.
big fans?
outside the US is the biggest fans. There's fans everywhere. To be honest, like in the movie, you can see two guys from the UK, John and Michael. I think Michael is one of the biggest collector, especially for DVD or Blu-ray or VHS and stuff like that. I think Michael is kind of one of the top. Texas. I'm pretty sure there's somebody in Texas who's collecting Evil Dead stuff. But the guy that we met that have the biggest collection, his name is Dennis Carter. He's in Long Island. Like, he have everything. He have props for Army of Darkness. Like, there's stuff freaking everywhere in his place. There's stuff in his room, in his kitchen. It's unbelievable, all the collectible that he have from the Evil Dead films. It's amazing. It's like, and we filmed with him, I think, like 5 years ago, because it took us 7 years to do the documentary. And when he saw the film, he told me, "Oh, you guys should come. I have doubled my collection since then." I was like, where are you putting this? He's like, yeah, I have some in the on the kitchen floor and stuff. I was like, oh my god.
In the bathroom.
In the bathroom, yeah.
Every wife's nightmare.
Yeah, she'd be mad at me
Oh
if
my
that was the
gosh!
case.
I thought we had it bad, or I had it bad.
She wants to buy the house.
Lance is around. He's allowed one room in the house for all of his stuff.
He's got two already, and he wants more.
I need one. We need another house, Tyler.
What are you collecting? Like anything? Everything? Yeah.
Well, the whole wall behind me is nothing but movies. Then in my room, there's a whole wall of what?
I'm not allowed to answer because I call them the wrong thing.
Figures and toys and stuff.
They're not dolls.
I'm the most immature 50-year-old in the world.
Comic books, baseball cards.
It's not. They're not toys. I mean, figurines, yes, but there's another word for it. People that collect those things from like comic books and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's more of an artistic thing, in my opinion. It's not just like, I don't know. Sam is giving me a funny look right now. It's not.
I was thinking about the she shed, and I'm like, you'd have to have a house to be a he shed for him.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a hard time letting go of stuff.
I'm not giving it my garage.
I'm a hoarder. I'll say it. I'm definitely a hoarder, not a horror. I'm a hoarder.
I do have I have my office here and the living room downstairs, like, which we are renovating right now, but it's gonna be like some kind of a screening room to watch horror films. But the rest of the house, well, actually, right now, with the kids today, we put the Halloween decoration everywhere. So outside and inside. So there's ghosts and stuff, everywhere because the kids love it. But otherwise, it's my office and the living room downstairs. But I'm not allowed to put things like pretty much everywhere. So, and I don't want to. I want to keep it like more, my men room.
He likes everything to be on display, so nothing can be put away. It all has to be seeable.
Yep.
But when you're out of wall space and you're out of floor space, and there's a point where there's just not a place to put something else. That's
I have to say that I appreciate that. I've noticed that on all the times that I've been on this podcast and I've seen everyone's backgrounds, everyone has stuff. They have collections with movies and horror and all this kind of stuff. I have a couple white doors behind me. There's a bed right here. I don't have this stuff.
In your
And-
real
and
studio,
like,
you
man,
have
you
your
have to have everything
guitars.
up so everybody can see it.
But that's a movie set. That's a movie set.
But this is a movie set. This absolutely is this is the set for I'll Be Right Behind You. But when it comes to stuff and collectibles, I put them in boxes and I put them in storage.
And he didn't do the physical media.
Because
Steve.
that's tidy. It's clean. With all that stuff, like I don't know. I think my OCD would go bananas because like everything behind you right here, Lance, I would be straightening up and like everything would have to be even and all the labels facing out and all that kind of stuff. My brain is fucked
So
up.
it's alphabetized. They're flush because I am that OCD person. So
Okay.
as much as there is spacing, everything's got to be right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, as I get Bo said, feel free to send stuff over here.
You run out of space.
Bo will bail me out.
I'm doing it wrong. I know, Stephanie. I know I'm doing it wrong. It's all in the other room. Seriously, I have some posters. Here. I'll show you guys something cool.
While he's doing that, now my hallway, everything that we've framed, it's been being stacked up on the wall, and when we need something, we pull it out. Now my hallway, which is, I don't know, 20
It's like a museum
feet or something, there's not this much space between every picture.
Oh, Air Force One.
Oh,
Here's the board. Here's
Get out.
Harrison.
That is cool.
Is that signed?
I was Gary Oldman's. Let me find it. I was Gary Oldman's photo double.
Oh wow,
Nice.
that's
So
so
in all the
cool.
in the scenes where it was too far away to see that it was him, they actually put a wig on me and everything.
That's
Well,
cool.
they have stuff like that, but
That is wicked.
that's just a little bit.
What's the sentence? Get out of my plane. This is what he's saying. It was like at the end of the trailer or
Off my
something.
plane.
Mhm.
Get off my plane.
Get off my plane.
I freaking love Harrison Ford.
The movie was decent. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's okay.
It was fun.
Gary-
I mean,
Gary Oldman's just a goat to me. So
huh?
he's just one of the goats to me. Gary Oldman.
Yo, yeah.
I love him.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet him. I was just
Oh
on.
wow.
I was there when he wasn't there, and so we did a lot of green screen and the scenes in the cockpit. So like this huge warehouse, and it had the front of the plane, and then all the cameras on the outside, and so like the scene where they're refueling Air Force One, that's me. If you look inside.
That's awesome.
We're all gonna watch the movie tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right?
There's Tyler. There's Tyler's butt. There's Tyler's back.
You better step up your game, buddy.
Whatever. I got this. Hey, so Steve, if we had to like put you down and say this is your franchise, is it because your love for the Evil Dead? Is that why you made the documentary, or is it just because you made that documentary about Evil Dead?
No, it's really because of the love. Like my goal was to do a documentary, and like I said, I started the sequel of Under the Scares, and we start filming Under the Scares in 2006, and it took 4 years, and we start filming it in standard def, back in the time, and finish it in HD. And when we finished, it was kind of the beginning of the downfall of the video club and the DVD format and stuff. And I was like, okay, so I think I'm gonna have to do a sequel where we're gonna talk about how the technology kind of changed the business. And we start doing interviews, like I said, and a lot of people were talking about crowdfunding and streaming platform, and I was like, okay, so I'm for the documentary. I need to try to do something like that, to see how it works, how crowdfunding is working, and I kind of decided to do my two passion. I was collecting Evil Dead. I know that I had a lot of stuff, but not as much as other people. So let's try to find who is the biggest Evil Dead fans and do something about it. And then the project kind of explode, and we put the other film on the side and move on with that one.
Gotcha.
That's what we do. Yep.
Well, darling.
I was glad that AJ surprised us. With
Yes. That was awesome. He caught me off guard too. So I
Really?
Like, really, AJ, really. Steve, really? You know, dude's got some serious juice going on. We
Yeah,
appreciate you being on here, Steve. That was a
It was a pleasure.
great getting you on. Where can we find you on all the social medias? I know we're Facebook.
Yeah, well, there's the Facebook page of the documentary, Hell to the Deadites, that you can log in, and we're posting all the amazing reviews that we're having so far, and everything regarding the article and stuff. I'm on Facebook. Our company, Digger Films, DIGG. GG or JJ. I'm always mixing up those two because I'm French Canadian. Anyway, the Digger Films is on Facebook also. So there you go. That's the way.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you so much, Steve. Let's see. So Brandon said, congrats, Steve, on Hell. As always, I wish you much success and look forward to seeing more of your great work. Cheers to you, my friend. Brandon's awesome.
Thank you, Brendan. He's amazing. It's been a while. I think I saw him maybe like 10 years ago or something.
Oh, wow.
Nice. And Stephanie's saying she's also posting all those on Discord.
Cool.
So, Steve, thank you again for joining us. If you don't
Thank
mind,
you, guys.
hang out in the green room for a few minutes, and we'll
Sure.
be right with you. Thank
All
you.
right.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Steve.
Hi, guys.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you.
Tyler.
Yes.
Tyler, you've been gone. We missed you a couple shows. So
Yeah, I missed you guys too.
do you want to tell us anything about what's going on? Have you got something, anything big going on?
Yeah, I think divorce.
Oh, don't talk about that.
Tyler.
You asked.
Let's talk about guitar making.
I ever since this whole thing came down, I don't even want to look at my guitars. I don't know.
Okay. So
I don't know. So I think what I want to do right now is I want to just focus on me and find something that makes me happy and focus on my son. And I'd like to get back into acting again. I did an audition the other day for something in New Mexico, a SAG film, but I didn't get called, but it was nice to get the audition. So, I just brought everything down, didn't I?
it's okay. That's life. 2020.
It's 2020.
Living in 2020.
But you're doing much better. Your headspace is getting better.
Well, it was good doing this.
You're
This
a little
was-
bit
this was great.
clearer.
Cathartic. Remember the word cathartic?
Cathartic. Yep.
Was it cathartic? Remember we were talking about that at the convention?
Winding the pickups is cathartic.
Yes.
Yeah.
See? I'm remembering that big word though. I'm doing really good at retaining information.
That's good. That's good.
I'm not
Watching
dead yet.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation is cathartic.
Is that backwards?
It's cathartic.
25 years right now, guys. Since
25 years?
Wow.
This year is the 25th year anniversary. As a matter of fact, I think it's this month. It came out 25 years ago this month. Is when
They
they
do anything special planned that you know of?
No, I saw an interview with Renee where she actually acknowledged being in it.
Get at it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a step. That's a
Released
positive
it for
step.
how long after you guys filmed it? And then, okay.
Yeah. And then she finally was like, yeah, it was like rogue filmmaking and pretty much everything that we did in it was illegal, which she's right. I'm sure most of it was illegal. But
Just like the original.
yeah, but our budget was actually higher than Evil Dead because I believe our budget was $1 million.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, I personally love it. And if people, the new viewers that don't know much about Tyler, who need to do their homework on Tyler was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, and
I love what Stephanie just said.
he's my superstar.
Well, Stephanie just
Go ahead and read what Stephanie just said, Tyler.
Stephanie said, because the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise is doing better than Bridget Jones's Diary.
Zing,
Like,
bam, boom. Stephanie Land of Zing.
Zing. Big brother Zing bot. Zing.
Go for Godcast. If we filmed in Wahlberg, Texas? No, we filmed in Bastrop.
Bastrop, a little
Bastrop,
awesome town just outside of
Where
Austin.
the original was also filmed. So most of it was Bastrop, but we filmed in other places around there.
See, David knows. David's done his Tyler Shacone homework.
I hopefully it still looks good. I fixed one of David's. I fixed his prized Martin acoustic guitar that
nice.
he left it in the car for a long time and it got really, really hot. So he mailed it to me and I reset the bridge and some of the I forgot what they call it now, but it's the inlay on the outside of the guitar, and then sent it back to him. And he said that it's really good and the action's good. So hopefully it's still good, David.
Nice. I'm excited for Billy Pond to get his guitar. It's going to be so sweet.
Oh yeah, for Sean.
Oh yeah.
And rumor has it he'll be taking that to conventions. So
gosh, I hope so.
And I have a guitar. I have a guitar body that I would like. I don't know what to do with it, but I torched it. And it's hang tight. One sec.
He brought it back from the dead. Plays better than it ever has.
Oh, he'll be right back. You'll have to hear that. I seen the guitar that Tyler's talking about. It's pretty cool.
I don't know why, but because I caught it on fire, and then I sanded it down. But this is not one that Billy gave me, but this is a sunburst, and I just took a blowtorch and hung it up in the garage and torched the living crap out of it, and then sanded it down. And I just kind of like the way that like you can see kind of like where the paint and everything was. Actually, it was poly, and then parts of it that are totally burnt here. You know,
I think it's neat.
I think it's awesome.
I think a guitar like this would be really cool, and this kind of reminds me of like something out of Texas, something that would be
absolutely
redneckish.
You know,
I'd say horror movie-ish. Yeah,
I was thinking Freddy Krueger-ish, but
yeah,
okay.
Could be, yeah.
Redneckish because rednecks repurpose everything, don't they? They find a use for everything.
Dig in the hole. You're getting deeper.
Sorry.
It's true.
I consider myself one. Tyler, there was a message on there from
David.
There it is.
From David or Sean?
David.
It's on the screen.
He brought it back from the dead. Talking about you.
Nice. Thank you, David. He brought it back from the dead. Plays better than ever has. That's awesome. That was a fun guitar to work on. So I've actually worked on. I fixed a lot of guitars, and I like doing that. I think I like fixing things better than making them.
Sean Finch said Tyler message him.
Sean Finch. Okay.
Yeah.
Message me. I have a ton of things you can do to refinish that guitar to keep it torched like that. Nice. All right. Cool.
There you go.
Bringing people together. That's
right.
what we like.
That's what we're doing to Wagner Wiles.
Sean, I'm not on Facebook, so if you don't mind reaching out to me on Instagram, Tyler Cone. I think it's Instagram without the Shay, so just Tyler Cone. If you want to reach out to me there, I've excused myself from Facebook for a little bit.
Damon,
Ranch
zing, another zing.
Read it. You got to read it for the
Joe
listeners.
needs a guitar too. Laser a picture of ranch dressing.
Can you wait?
That goes back to it's an inside joke. We called him Joe Ranchley for a long time.
Oh, okay.
And nobody knows why. And
you had a few nicknames. You had a good run on nicknames.
That was George's doing. He put it on the actual web page. And
part of it started wrong because I said it wrong one night.
Rusty Hole.
And it just went everywhere from there.
Remember Rusty Hole?
Yeah. And Gunny, I've got your number.
Gunny loves you, man. God, dog, Gunny's awesome.
All right, it's getting late, guys.
Yes, so
all right, guys.
Tyler, we love you.
Love you too.
You sticking around for a moment?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, stick around for a moment.
Guys.
Yes, anything?
We're working on our
excellent show.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're
I have
working
to
on our.
interrupt you. I'm going to keep interrupting you because it's so fun.
No,
It's more fun interrupting Lance, though.
What is it? What does George say? Damn it, Joe.
Fuck. He says, "Fuck you, Joe."
Well, I'm not saying that tonight.
Yeah, we don't say that.
I say it a lot, but not tonight. So we're working on our next couple of shows.
A lot of stuff going
A
on.
lot of stuff going on in our lives. I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks. Lance is going to be gone a week and being in his first actual movie,
Hint, hint.
up close and personal. And so if y'all have, like I know we talked about last week, if y'all got any shows you guys would like to discuss for us to review, we're discussing maybe doing Hellraiser
Movies.
pretty soon. Oh gosh,
What'd you say?
I probably said shows again.
Movies.
You know, like today when you said, what was that? Seinfeld,
I did
the
not
movie?
say that. You heard that. Because I know better than that.
We're going to talk about some franchises, movies, and Hellraiser is one of the ones that we're talking about. But if y'all have any ideas, please let us know. Remember the Twitch, the Discord. It may not all make sense, but once you get in there and you start figuring it out, it's perfect
A lot
logic.
of fun.
And you don't have to go through 80,000 posts to find one sentence from one of your buddies from the Brigade. So come join us.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa. You got something, hun?
We love y'all like always, and y'all mean the world to us. And we're gonna survive. We're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it. We love you guys, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Bye, guys.